Hey guys, I want to correct a misinterpretation on Proverbs chapter 15:11 last night when I was reading through it, and I got kind of stuck on this verse and kind of gave an idea of what I thought it could mean, and I was completely off. Anyway, the verse says, "Hell and destruction are before the Lord. How much more than the hearts of the children of men?" And it's much more clear to me now. And it's basically a verse about his omniscience, which was spoken of before in verse 3, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. How the Lord knows everything. And I think what tripped me up was hell and destruction are before the Lord. And that kind of just confused me. But, how much more the hearts of the children of men. Usually when it talks about the hearts of men, you think of the Lord knowing the men's hearts. And so I kind of got that, but it was the part about hell and destruction being before the Lord that tripped me up. And I was up all night last night thinking about why did I say that, and I need to look up some commentaries on this verse. So I went to Study Light and I looked at it, and everybody pretty much agreed on this interpretation for the most part, and I agree with them. And it means that hell and destruction are before the Lord, to me, basically means that the Lord knows the future. The Lord knows of the coming destruction, things that, we may not see, or wicked men may not see themselves, the destruction that's going to come upon them, either in this life or the next. So you could look at hell as the place of the damned, and you could say that the Lord knows of the afterlife, and the Lord knows, So it says that they are before the Lord. So that means that they're laid open before the Lord, as in the sense that He sees them and He knows them. Okay, things that we can't see, and like I said, to me, it basically means that He knows the future. Okay, so and that can include, what things can come in this life or the afterlife, and so how much more the hearts of the children of men. So. Obviously, He knows what's in the hearts of men. And so how does this go into the total context? I'd have to go into another video. But I just wanted to talk about that verse in particular. And I made a mistake. And I said that I thought that it meant that hell and destruction being before the Lord means that, that he's not of destruction or whatever. And so men shouldn't be of destruction. And I know it doesn't really make sense with that, but I was struggling to make sense of this verse myself. But I see it so much clearer now, and after looking at the commentaries, and so hell and destruction are before the Lord; they're laid open before Him. He sees them. He sees the things that we can't see, things of the future, things of the afterlife, and He can certainly see into our hearts and our minds, and what we know. Or what we desire, what we think, what we feel, and so in the overall context, I don't know. It could be that it's talking about correction and stuff like that. And one thing for me, I know when I came to the Lord is that I understood that the Lord knows what's best for me because the Lord knows everything. He created me. And, all of this is His creation. And, when the Lord, when there are things that are sin, and, we might not understand, well, why is that a sin? Why can't I do, anything that I want to or whatever? And, because there are consequences, and the Lord loves us, and He doesn't want, those things to happen to us. So, anyway, that's the correct interpretation of that. And sorry about that, but that's what this is all about for me, is to read through each chapter and see what verses stick out to me, which ones are interesting, which ones are a little confusing, and to hammer it out. So that's all for now. God bless.